Next up, we're going to talk about a few quick wins from the LFG Launchpad. A lot has been going on there, and then we're going to hear from Meow and Soju in just a second. First one, if you haven't already seen, voting for the LFG Launchpad is now live. All votes will be incentivized, as you will shortly see. Another big win here, the LFG interviews and the Discord AMAs are up on YouTube. So before you vote, you want to make sure that you understand what the different value propositions are, which teams you think are reliable, which can add long-term to the JUP ecosystem. All of that is up on YouTube right now. You will find short 3-minute interviews that I conducted with some of the founders, and then the long-form AMAs, which go deep into detail with Chemo and Slorg. And then finally, last quick win of the week is that cats are the cutest animals so far. I don't know what we expected, Meow. I don't know what anyone else would have voted here if you voted for lions or tigers. With that said, I do want to welcome Meow to the stage here.
So anyway, I'm really happy to have the DAO be formed yesterday. Most people might think of it as like a one-day thing or two-day thing, but not really. I mean, we've been building this community for a long time. You know, I think since a long time ago, I think we have been talking to users and talking to the ecosystem and talking to everybody and building a product. So it's really kind of like a formation that has been kind of happening over the last like 3 years, right? And it's coming together now, right? So I think we are really happy to see that. So first of all, I think we see the DAO as one component and a very critical component of the whole Jupyter universe, right? Called J.U.P. So J.U.P, you have the team, you have the cadets, you have the DAO, you have the work groups, and then you also have the users. And then the DAO is obviously kind of like the most formal of all of them. I have a very simple goal for the DAO. I want us to build like the most dynamic and awesome DAO in crypto, right? The most. How do we do that? I mean, obviously there are many DAOs, right? I mean, new DAO come out, like 20 DAOs come out a day, right? You know, and there's some pretty good DAOs, OG DAOs around. But I think we can be the best, right? We're probably one of the most widely distributed tokens at this point, right? DeFi token at this point. Secondly is that we have no insider voting blocks. Thirdly is that I think JUP is sufficiently valuable and liquid. And fourthly, I think that we have a whole range of mechanisms to incentivize the voting, so to have enough voting show up. And lastly is that I think we also have a very dynamic mandate. I think our mandate is like not limited to say like JUP per se. If the overall ecosystem grows, right? You know, if more and more people come to DeFi, then Jupyter will grow as well. So I think we're in a good spot to kind of help the overall ecosystem. For the first year, right, the DAO is gonna do some pretty awesome stuff, right? Like the LFG, the grants, the work groups, budgets, and then the cadets are amazing as well, right? Every day I see like awesome, like cadets are so freaking amazing. You know, right, in terms of like supporting community and like being there and good vibes, right? And then just being like I really think that we can build the best community, right, crypto. I think we're going to do grants very soon. So there's going to be lots of grants coming in, right? You know, and we're going to have to decide what to do, right? You know, right? with those grants, right? You know, right? Because grants actually is hard to get right. And we're going to do work groups and we're going to do grants. And then I believe, right, by the end of the year, we can really see the DAO in action. And lastly, I think it's what I call like JUP for JUP. AKA, I think you know, the whole point is to kind of get JUP in the hands of the people who really believe in JUP. So I think the launchpad fees that we have, the 1% launchpad fees, is like the start where we really want to let the people who actively participate in JUP. So I think we're starting the launchpad fees, including the JUP and when, and also other launchpad fees coming up, right? You know, really get more JUP in the hands of people who do stuff for JUP. I really would like the JUP to be in the hands of people who are part of JUP. So JUP for JUP, let's go!
JUP for JUP is the way of the future here, and I can tell you my own conversations with Meow as well, folks. He's quite keen to make sure that there's no kind of like volunteer work being done anywhere in the JUP ecosystem. If you're contributing value, you will see value coming back your way.
The work groups are doing amazing stuff, and also we're also funding a DAO sufficiently, right? But a DAO is going to have sufficient capital in terms of both stable and JUP. It's probably going to be one of the most well-funded DAOs from day one.
Speaking of how you can get involved in the DAO and start to get some of this JUP for yourself, can we bring up next on stage here just one of my favorite people in crypto. Drop a little W in the chat for Soju.
How many people do you have?
Soju, what can you tell the people about how voting works for the JUP DAO?
So we recently unveiled our voting site for everybody at vote.jup.ag. And this voting site is for people like you guys, people who hold JUP, to express like your opinions on chain for all to see. The first step for anybody using the voting site is to actually go there to log your JUP and to receive an equivalent amount in voting power. So once you have voting power, you can use it all across the platform, voting on different proposals. If there's 2 proposals at once, you can vote for both of them. If you vote for something today, you can still vote for something else tomorrow. So you don't have to worry about all of that. You can also start unlocking at any time. Then unlocking takes about 30 days to complete. You can still vote while unlocking. Your voting power will decrease linearly. So like 15 days into the unlocking, around the halfway mark, you'll have about half of the voting power that you initially started with. So you guys can all go to vote.jup.ag today, try it out, lot of tokens, and vote for the first Genesis vote of like which animal is the most cute animal. There's just a very quick video clip here that shows the process. So you just go to the site, lot of tokens, then you get the voting power, which will appear on the left. And then you can access the different proposals and vote. And let's talk about the voting rewards. That's what everyone wants to know about. We've announced that we'll be distributing 100 million JUP across like the first 6 months or so, tentatively. And these 100 million JUP will be joined by the Launchpad fees, such as the rent fees that we collected during the rent launchpad, or subsequent future like Launchpad fees. So like the 100 million JUP is the Launchpad fees that these rewards are actually distributed based on your rate or your voting power. So like somebody with 200 JUP will have double the rewards of somebody with 100 JUP. Let's say you have 100 JUP and you split your tokens into 10 wallets and vote, you would have the same amount of rewards as you split it to one wallet. So don't try to like CBO and stuff, like it's the same. And the most important thing here is that you don't actually need to vote for the project that wins to get the rewards. So if there's 6 candidates, you vote for candidate number 4 and 1 and 2 wins, you are still rewarded as well for participating in the vote. We have a tentative timeline of 6 months for the JUP rewards, but this is subject to change based on the voting activity. We want to make sure that like the voters are sufficiently incentivized, so this timeline might become shorter or longer based on the voting activity.
Basically, one thing that we want to do is to kind of figure out how to actually get the JUP in the hands of people, rewards in the hands of people. The actual distribution itself could be quarterly, could be monthly. We're not sure yet. I think we will have to kind of like let the voting go along.
Yeah, so this JUP, when distributed, is distributed to you in log form. So once you receive your reward, you can immediately start voting with it. And then if you want to unlock the JUP, you will unlock the initial JUP and the ones you receive from the rewards as well. We also come up with a better schedule to distribute the Launchpad fees, as Mel mentioned. Thanks for everybody for giving it a go. Thank you for giving us the feedback.
Very welcome. Well, Soju, don't go anywhere. I do want to say, just call out a few things that I think are pretty exceptional. First thing that I think is pretty incredible here, hey, another team might have just taken that 100 million JUP that they earned from trading fees and kept it for themselves, put it in their pocket. That's not what this team did. They put it right back into the community, and they're going to be rewarding those who are active in governance, right? That's showing some nice alignment. Second thing, rewards proportional to voting power is another way to easily have some of this alignment. So the people who kind of have the most belief in JUP and are contributing the most to JUP through governance will have the most rewards here. We have a few minutes for some Q&A. What is the meaning of the Launchpad fees from JUP, and what is the fee used for?
Whenever a project launches on the LFG Launchpad, there's a 1% fee taken out of the total supply of the token. Out of this 1%, 0.75% goes to the DAO, and this 0.75% will be distributed in the form of like incentives to people who vote and participate in the DAO. This distribution will not happen exactly at launch, so that the voters will have a mid-term or longer-term like alignment with the project that's actually launching. We want to launch projects that do well in the long run, helping users like align incentives accordingly.
I think Meow's got something to jump in here with as well.
Right, I think the whole point here is about alignment. One, like the Launchpad fees will be from the project's token. One thing that we want to do, LFG wants to do, right, is to really do a lot for the project. It goes far beyond just Launchpad. We really want to help projects build community. The main issue with like other Launchpads, it's actually very, very much a one-night stand. Yeah, we really want to do something with long-term relationship, so there's a build-up. Jim is saying this, right? Honestly, think that it could be the most fun DAO experience. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I forgot to mention it, but I think I want things to be fun.